rambling out of reach. Like an empty tin of currant buns, I landed on the beach. The ocean spreading waves of oil across the sand. They were the midnight munchies eating up the land. I sat there like a vegetable, plucked from what to think. Me dangling roots were thirsty, but couldn't bear to drink. And so, instead, I grew some legs. It took a hungry while. To pass the time, thoughts of food were enough to make me smile. But instead, I grew some legs. A hungry hollow each, and upon two-legged giant stilts, I wandered down the beach. Carried high under a cloud beneath the sky, my mind was almost free. Before it knew that I was dying from the fumes above the sea. But still the stilts were hollow, how they ached for food. Oily sand is hard to swallow, it's rough and rather crude. For days on end, with giant strides, ravenous out of reach, scouring the sea and searching the sand, I strode along the beach. And I would have eaten anything, seaweed, if it grew, but all I found was a bubbly gum stuck beneath my shoe. Alack, it was delicious. It made me crave for more. I went and looked for bubbly gums further along the shore, but the weary search was fruitless. My tears cried, "Hit the sack! Find yourself a nightmare! And put a saddle on her back." Wild rushing, her blood was gushing, to gallop the world a ghost. Yet clutching her mane, every land was the same. A beach from coast to coast. Between the squelching of the sea and the silence of the stone, my hungry search for edible things left me the year alone. Oily water everywhere, and all my cells did shrink. They began to suck each other up. I felt it was time to drink. 'Twas then I heard a rattling sound.
Why, it's water, boiling in a pan.
I staggered across the rocks and found an empty Coca-Cola can. Oily water everywhere, and all my cells did shrink. The giant stilts, before they snapped, began to twist and creak. And so I took one last look into the... Whoa! Heavens above! But all the skies were black and white. We tried to remember love. At the hungry end of a hollow day, rattling out of reach, trying to swallow heaps of money, we'll die upon that beach.